big fireball. More fire. More fire.
Yes, guys, here we are. This is the United Forever podcast, episode 25, quarter of a century. I'm Sam Spanner, and I'm with my legendary cousin,
It's cousin Adam. How are you?
Adam Shagham. Yeah, good, mate. All right, troll alert. Fuck me. There's red lights everywhere, and we're not in the fucking red light district, mate. Fucking hell. All right,
Excellent.
so basically, I've just got a little message to this weird Man City troll who keeps trolling us. All right, he knows who he is. He's this weird warehouse guy. He's just having a bit of a midlife crisis. And he keeps just like sending us really, really random messages. Now, he thinks that he's trolling us. But what he's got to understand is, yes, we are inbreds. I mean, your dad and my mum are siblings. And I mean, they might have had sex with each other a few times, and that's why I've got like 4 ears and you've got 2 noses. But I mean, this poor guy needs to understand that we are masters of self-deprecation, which means that we just take the piss out of ourselves all the time. And if we ain't taking the piss out of ourselves, then we're just taking the piss out of our mates and our family.
Exactly.
Like they do to us as well. So, you know, we've grown up in this way. And I mean, there's another thing that is a little bit related to self-deprecation, which is the art of laughing at oneself. And that word is self-defecation. So, I mean, you and myself, we've shot ourselves on more than one occasion. So, you know, we tick all the boxes there. So,
definitely.
I mean, it's quite interesting when you get some kind of sad bloke like that. That's just, I do genuinely apologise to him if I hurt his feelings. But I mean, if you actually go into the Urban Dictionary and you type in the word laughter baiter, that kind of just like sums up that bloke. An individual who literally just laughs at himself all the time. So, I mean, even if he's like trying to whack himself off in front of the mirror, he's still got laughing emojis coming out of his knob. So, anyway, for his own mental health, I've blocked him. All right, I've blocked him. So we won't be going to get any of his messages anymore. So, yeah, we're inbreds, but we take the piss of ourselves, and we're proud about that. We have a good old laugh. End of. So, speaking about having a laugh, mate, how's your scrote?
We've had what's the word I'm looking for? A turn of events, shall we say? I actually had to go and seek medical advice in the end.
Did you need an umbrella up your dick?
Oh no, thankfully not. It was nearly as bad, but nothing like that. But basically, I went and I went all the way to the university today. Actually, it happened today. I managed to get an out of hours appointment, and I had to go all the way to the university.
Oh, nice one.
And went to the medical practice there, and some nurse took 10 minutes out of her day to have a good look at my testicles. So it was all good.
Did you get a boner? Sorry.
No. But talking of boner, you're thinking what, right? She thought, well, she's swabbed the area to see if they can grow anything, because you know it is what it is, and she had to kind of rub the swab repeatedly on the tip of my knob. And I sat there going, oh my God, if she continues, I'm going to end up getting a full-on boner. Luckily, that didn't happen, so it was all good.
Oh, mate, fucking Rona boner. Oh, dear, oh,
That's
dear.
it.
That is brilliant, mate.
So, yeah. That's
Oh,
it.
so
It's all good. But other than that, yeah,
there's
we're doing well.
that.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant, mate. That's fantastic. And just changing the topic a little bit, going back
Yep.
to old football. I've just seen our under 23s, mate, have got a nice cheeky win over Tottenham, which is, well, that's obviously Tottenham under 23, so pretty good.
Yeah.
Now got a couple of goals. Charlotte Shorto got on the score sheet as well.
Yep.
So they ain't bad. Oh, yeah,
Good.
and Alanga got a cheeky goal towards the end of the match as well, so that's pretty good, mate.
What was the score in here? Was it 5-3 or 4-2?
No, I think it was 4-2, mate. Yeah, it was definitely 4-2. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we did get a hiding. This was the academy, right? So it's the under 21.
Yeah.
So we're kind of a little bit limited when we're playing in the old trophy match, midweek against the sort of League One and League Two teams. So we've got a bit of a hiding from Morecambe there, but
Yes.
a bit of a reality check. But they bounced back, and I thought they did pretty well. So yeah. Also, Palestri as well played midweek, so he's still got to get used to the beautiful English weather. I mean,
Exactly.
I don't know if you remember me last year when I came back for Nan's funeral. It was only November the 11th, mate. But when we went down the pub in the evening, I was freezing my arse off. I literally forgot how cold it was. And then my brother and your sister who live up north, they were like, "What the fuck are you on about?" I was there, mate, wrapping a scarf around my head like some old lady. Mate, I was freezing my fucking arse off.
Yes, I remember.
Apparently, the weather over here is supposed to drop down a little bit, but at the end of the day, dropping down to 16 degrees still ain't cold, if you know what I mean. So
you can live with that.
Yeah. Oh dear. So, mate, before we talk about Man U's beautiful win yesterday against the old Bromwich,
Beautiful, yeah.
I think we'll just leave that for a moment, and we've going to have a podcast based on your career mode in Footy Manager. As we mentioned before, we both love the game, so I've got a few questions for you, mate. Do you take up the bump?
Right.
I mean,
yes, I do. No, not really.
So, for how many seasons have you been playing this match for, mate?
Well, this
game. Sorry, this career.
Yeah. Basically, I think I kind of touched on it last episode. Now I only really ever play one save game.
Okay.
I only ever play one save game normally. I used to play like loads of different save games, but then I kind of got a bit confused in my old age and stuff like that. So
no, I know what you mean, mate. It's a bit.
Yeah, the last three or four editions of Football Manager, I've just stuck to the one save, and basically seen where that's taken me, whether or not I stay at the same club, etc., etc. But yeah, this time I'm now 6 seasons in.
Sweet, and
yeah, six seasons in. Yeah.
You're a very busy person. I mean, you've got 2 little kids. You're working your ass off, especially this time of year with the deliveries and stuff. So, how often do you manage to actually sit down, open the laptop, or turn it on, and sort of get time for yourself and play the game?
Well, normally, probably up until when the UK went back into lockdown 2. Before then, I was playing the game every evening for probably 2 hours. There would be times where I'd get like on a run and get seriously addicted. Then the next thing I know, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, shit, I've got to be up in like 5 hours. But we've all been there. But yeah,
totally.
So I haven't really had much gameplay in the last like 7 to 10 days solely because I've just been so bollocks because I'm being tired and whatnot. But as I say, up until that
it's
point,
understandable.
up until that point, it's been straight through since I bought the beta game, because I always buy the beta before the actual main game comes out, because sometimes they like to throw a curveball in, and you get things in the beta that won't appear in the original. And for that first couple of weeks, you get like proper random stuff happen sometimes. Like I bought a beta of it's either the 16 or 17 season, and one of my players got sent off and got banned for 9 months. Sorry.
What the fuck?
But I
Cantona.
I don't know what he did, but I was kind of like half asleep, and I was just flicking through, and then it was like 9 month ban. I was like, what? So but then obviously in the main edition, you don't really get things like that. But so
Yeah, I know, mate. That sounds like good old banter. So, right, let's see if I can organise my questions. The first one is, what is the manager name that you've chosen for yourself?
I went for the boring of my own name. I could at the time, sometimes it's fun just to have a prick about, but I've just basically used my
You don't
own
need to tell
alias.
us your name,
Shall we say?
obviously. Yes.
Yeah.
Adam Shaggy.
But
So, I mean, I remember back in the day, do you remember like one of the most typical manager names I'd call myself was D. Doody McFarter. and another random one was, oh mate, back in the day when we still have the Fast Show, sorry, we'd call ourselves after the Aussie characters, Davy Munro and Carl Hooper.
Oh yes, yes.
So
we had
there were some of our
legendary save
typical manager names.
with Carl Hooper and David Munro, didn't we? I think that was
yes, mate.
When you were at the uni when we had our own separate games going, but we were using the same save. If that makes any sense?
Mate. That was solid, because what I'd do is I'd bring it over on the old memory stick.
That's
and
it.
Then mate, that was we were hardcore fucking championship managers back in the day.
We did some serious shit with Colchester United. I think, didn't we get them promoted to the Premiership and then end up getting into either the UEFA Cup at the time or the Champions League?
Yeah, something ridiculous like that. I mean, we used to sign some really random players, and they just turn out to be absolute beauts. But I mean, we used to love. I mean, we always did two things. We'd do the typical Man Utd career mode, or we'd do like getting a lower league team and building them up. I mean, we'd do the local Cole United scenario, and even I would often choose, who was it? Forest Green Rovers from the conference, the old conference. And
didn't you also Blythe Spartan as well, wasn't it?
Oh mate, yeah, that was they're in the Conference North, or they were back in the day.
Yeah.
But that was, and also I think we did Canvey Island as well, but they would always get fucking relegated from the conference, which was a bit of a pain in the arse.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
Mate, I remember at uni, right? I don't know if you remember my old proper random flatmate, Jim. Now, his girlfriend at the time was called Rosie. So it was Rosie and Jim.
Quality.
Shagging along on the old ragdoll. Mate, fucking Rosie had a serious temper on her. And she went to oh fucking hell, what was that all girls school in Colchester called?
Saint something or other, wasn't it? St. Mary's, is it?
Yeah, something like that. She went there and she was a bit psycho. and
Right.
bird's high, mate. I think that's what the local lads used to call it. But anyway, mate, she had a fucking temper and a half. I remember
Yeah.
fucking the amount of times that he was late for dates was basically because he was like, "Oh mate, I'm too addicted on Footy Manager. Just have one more match. I'll have one more match." Mate, once she got that fucking ape at him, she threw a fucking dictionary at his cheek. I was like, what the fuck?
Brilliant.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Mate, they used to argue the fucking whole of the fucking campus down. Anyway,
Mate,
going back
honestly,
to our
Football
or
Manager,
your
though, is
career.
life.
It is. I mean, there are so many fucked up stats about people's
Yeah.
relationships breaking down because,
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, the lad in their world of Ladbanter has higher priorities. So, mate, you can just literally just fucking have this new, like, what is it, new dimension in your life, you know, where you just escape
Yes.
to this new reality.
Yes.
And it is amazing. We've had so much fun playing the games. I mean, since
Yes.
Championship 97, 98, that was our first one.
That's
Even
it.
old Scotty and Marty the other week were talking about that as well. And the
Right.
actual Championship Manager 2, before that,
Yeah.
apparently if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scored, right, on his
Yeah.
debut, or sorry, the first match of the season, he'd become the best player in the game. Some weird glitch or something. So it's proper mental. But I mean,
Brilliant.
mate, we had so much fun. So you've chosen your own name as the manager. Obviously, you're the
Yes.
manager of Man U because that's why we're doing this
Yes.
podcast. And
Obviously.
did you happen to look at what your addiction rating was for your status?
I tried to, but I don't know if they actually have that option anymore. Unless I'm being a complete knobhead and can't find it. But I looked everywhere, and it doesn't seem to have
All right, fair enough.
that. You know, like back in the day, it'd be like time to change your underpants and stuff like that, wouldn't it? You know, a bit of banter
Oh,
from
mate,
the.
in time to order a pizza.
Yeah, that was it exactly.
Good old Sports Interactive. And what about
Definitely.
so one important thing, you know how I feel about the academy and stuff. Did you manage
Yep.
to keep our 83-year record of including one of our academy graduates in the starting lineup?
I believe I have.
Yeah.
Whether or not they were a starter or on the subs bench, there's always been somebody, albeit they might have been a regeneration character because that happens, which I don't really like. That's the only downside of the games when you get all these fake players coming through.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Back in the day
But
when I was when we were playing Championship Manager 97, 98, you'd always wait for some of these ridiculously amazing old blokes to retire, and you look for
yeah,
the regen sort of.
yes,
Oh, I'm trying to think. That fucking Swedish bloke that we used to always sign, Tommy Svindle Larsen or someone like that,
right,
and would wait for the regen. And Bebeto, the Brazilian striker, would wait for him
yes,
to retire, and then like quickly search for him and stuff. Now and again, you'd have problems with the work permit, but still, at the end of the day,
yeah,
because there was
exactly.
less players on the database, it was easier to sort of follow them. And then the
Oh
next
yeah,
question is, your players out. Any significant sales, mate?
yes, quite a few. I'm trying to think. I've got rid of the season that I've just finished. I got rid of Harry and Maguire because he was getting old. He was 31,
Okay.
32.
Yeah.
So I basically flogged him. I only managed to get 15 mil for
Yeah.
him, which was all right.
It's not too bad.
I believe it or not, sold Brandon Williams this season
fair
that I'm
enough.
now in, but that's only solely because the game said that he was only worth 22 mil, and Watford, for some unknown reason, come in for a bid of 46.5 million. So I weren't going to turn that down.
Fuck me.
So
Nah.
basically, I flogged him for that. I sold Jesse Lingard to Arsenal for 20 mil, which I thought was quite a good
Sweet.
bit of business considering who it is.
Damn straight.
I also, the season. So my third season, I loaned out Lindelof to Arsenal
Okay.
for 2 seasons, because you can actually have 2-season loan now.
Yeah. Well, kind of like in reality, because the other day we were talking about Chongi's been given a 2-year loan to Werder Bremen.
So it's like proper seriously in depth now with all that. And then I had a clause in his loan contract that if he played a certain amount of games, they had to buy him for a price. I can't remember what it was. And he hit the game, so they ended up buying him. I sold Luke Shaw to Fulham for 26.5 mil.
Fuck me.
Now, who else? Phil Jones, I actually had to give away. Even the game, I gave him away to West Ham for £1. I think that's what the actual the official bid was £1, which I thought was hilariously funny. Who
Well, you
else?
can buy a bag of
Eric
skips with
Bailly.
that.
Right, exactly. Eric Bailly, I
And
sold to
Alfredo.
Napoli for sold to Napoli for 20 odd mil.
Okay.
Who else? Trying to think. I got rid of Fred season before last.
Okay.
I
Because
sent him
he'd
out on
be
loan back to.
it'd be over 30, right?
He was 29, but I loaned him back to his home nation, one of the clubs there. And then I think they brought him in the end. I can't remember off the top of my head. Now, players in.
Yes, mate.
This
Who
is
have you signed?
quite good. Right, first season, I bought in Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich.
Sweet.
You know,
He plays down the right wing, right?
Yeah, I bought him for 33 mil, and he's now worth 60, so that was good.
Sweet.
I bought that Christopher. Is that Christopher
Columbus?
Ager?
Sorry.
Christopher Columbus.
Oh yeah,
Christopher Ager for Celtic.
from
That's
Celtic.
it. That's it. Yeah. I bought him for 18.5 million, and he's now worth 55, and he is an absolute beast. So that was quality.
Mate, I do like him in real life. He's down as one of my favourites that I follow on the Footballcomedy app.
Yeah, he's an absolute beast. And then, bearing in mind, this was my first season was season 19-20. I managed to beat because obviously what would have happened in season 2021 in real life. I managed to sign Jude Bellingham from Birmingham City. When I first started in season 19-20, I paid 26 million for him.
Yeah.
And he's now valued at about 50 mil. And he's another beast of a player.
Sweet.
I also signed Rodriguez from Real Madrid. Now you're probably thinking, Adam, why are you signing Rodriguez from Real Madrid? Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you into something here. He had transfer listed himself, and Real Madrid wanted rid of him on my game, so I bought him for 7.75 million. I sold him the season. Right, so I bought him for basically 8 million. I sold him the season before last to a Chinese
Yeah.
club for £45 million.
Oh,
So
baby.
that was
Mate, you
so
should be
that
our fucking director of football.
yes, and I did the same with Coutinho as well. He got released by
Sweet.
Barcelona.
By Barcelona.
Yeah, so I signed him up on a free, and then I've just sold him. I can't remember who to, but I ended up selling him for something like 35-40 mil.
Oh,
I
mate.
bought in Upamecano from Leipzig, 40 million.
Good
Beast of a
signing
centre
there.
back. Yep. I bought
Mate, so you
Jadon
got
Sancho
two
from.
proper solid. You got two solid
Yep.
centre backs in Ayer and
Well,
Upamecano.
I use as a defensive midfielder, so I've got an even better.
Oh, right. Wow.
I'm going to give you a rundown of my lineup in a minute. So I bought Sancho from
Yes.
Dortmund. I had to fork out quite a lot of money for him. I had to spend 95 million on
Yeah.
him. But all in all, I'm
That's
not
about
too.
standard market value.
Yeah. He's been okay. Problem is, Kingsley Coman has been the absolute don on the right. I'm not going to lie.
Fair
Another
enough.
shrewd bit of business. Sergio.
Would agree.
I've got Sergio Reguilon from Madrid on a free transfer. He's my
Oh,
current
wow.
left back, and he is quality. Then for season 21-22, I bought in Donny van der Beek. I bought him for
Okay.
36 mil
Good
from
shout.
Ajax.
Okay,
Um,
cake.
and then I went big because I got given a massive transfer budget. So I bought in Erling
Which
Haaland
never
from
happens,
Dortmund.
but
Yeah. Erling Haaland from
oh,
Dortmund for
mate.
94 million. Right, he is an absolute beast.
Yeah.
I'm having to pay him 300k a week, and
Yeah.
he had a clause in his contract that I had to give him a minimum of 90k per goal bonus, and the bastard ended up being my top goal scorer the first season that he come in with 36 goals. So you work out 90k times 36. That's a
Fucking,
lot of money that I had to fork out. I then brought
fucking hell.
Ansu Fati from
You're looking at, hold
Barcelona.
on. That's like, okay, that's like 4 million, isn't it, in goal bonuses or
Hang
something?
on, let's work this out. 90k
The-
times by. No, hang on. What was his goal tally in the? It wasn't just league goals. That was. I think he scored 42 goals. So yeah, that works out about £4 million
Fuck me.
that I was giving him out just in goal bonuses. Um,
Bloody
yeah,
hell.
and then I
No, but still, mate, you'd
bought.
pay that anyway. I'd pay that right now.
Oh yeah, he won me the league that season. I bought in
Oh, sweet.
the same season Ansu Fati from Barcelona. The
Okay.
young lad, Spanish winger is he?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's Spanish.
60
I
million.
mean, yeah, he's okay.
I bought him from Barcelona B because he wasn't even in their main squad. So I got told off by my board for spending 60 million on an unknowner. I was like, yeah, you just wait. And it's come to fruition, so it's all good.
Yes.
I
Oh,
then
sweet.
had a bit of a brainwave because in the background I'm also working with my backroom staff, and I had an opening come up, and I was like, that opening would be really good for Wayne Rooney. So I've signed him on a free transfer from Derby as a
Okay.
non-player role for my under-18s.
Sweet.
And then I then got an injury, I believe, to one of my centre backs. So I ended up buying Upamecano's real-life friend from Leipzig and bought in Kanate.
Yeah, that's right.
Mate, those two together. Well, I'm going to give you some stats in a bit, and you're going to like literally jizz
Yes.
everywhere when I tell you stuff. The season after that, I got a bit bored, and I put in an £11
Okay.
million bid for Cristiano Ronaldo because I thought, well, the bloke was 37 on the game, but he still had a natural fitness level of 20, so he had the highest rating on the game at 37,
Bloody hell.
which is just pure mental. So I bought him for 11 million. But then he played all right, but I think he was just getting a bit old. But unbeknown to me, I hadn't read the contract through properly, and his agent. No, sorry, he didn't have an agent. He dealt with the contract negotiations himself. But he put a clause in that if he played more than 5 Premier League games in a season, he would automatically get an extension on his contract. And I played him 4 times, and then I had my PA say to me, "Yeah, one more game, and we'll have to extend his contract." And I didn't really want to do that because he was pushing 38, and I was having to pay him astronomical wages as well. And when I mean astronomical, I was paying him more than what we actually paid for Sanchez per week, right?
Fucking hell.
So I was paying him nearly 500k a week, which was a bit of a stupid thing, but it was Cristiano Ronaldo, and he did bang me a few goals. And
so what did you do? Did you sell him or did you keep him?
He went on a free transfer and then basically retired from the game. I was going to sign him as an under 21s coach, but he wanted stupid money, and then I then signed. I think he's either right or left back. His name is Junior Firpo, is it, from Dortmund? I don't know if he plays for Dortmund. Right. Does he actually play for Dortmund?
He was playing at Real Betis in Spain.
That's it, yeah. Because a lot, obviously, by the time that I'm at now, they would have maybe moved clubs. Yeah. So, and then the season after that, I got Coutinho on a free transfer. I brought your favourite, Andreas Skov Olsen from Juventus. Well, Juventus had brought him. And
really?
Then I ended up
because he was at Bologna.
Yes, they brought him from Bologna, and I ended up having to part with £84 million for him. And he's turned out to be quite a good signing. And then I had some serious issues with wing backs. Basically, that season, the game must have had a glitch of wanting people to get a virus. So obviously, it was doing a bit of homage to the coronavirus. So a lot of my players ended up going off sick for 2 weeks. So I ended up having to buy a couple of unknowns. And they've turned out to be okay. And my current season, I signed that Ethan Ampadu, is it, from Chelsea?
Yep.
The Welsh bloke.
Yeah.
I got him on a free transfer from Chelsea. He's just a backup. And then I spent 25.5 million on Karamoko Delembe from Celtic. You know, the young English kid.
That's right.
Yeah, he's only 16 at the moment.
He's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I bought. You have to pronounce. Excuse my pronunciation. His name is it Marlan?
Yeah.
Marlang Zar from Milan. I don't know if it would be Milan.
That's right.
Where he comes.
But mate, hold the phone a minute. I've got a stupid translation that's come straight into my head. Yeah. All right. So.
Yep.
Karamoko in Spanish.
Yep.
Cara means face. Mogo means snot. So basically, it's called Snot Face Dembele.
Result. So yeah, that's basically my transfers. Plus a few other youth players that were just brought in, but they're regens. Just because I need to have a certain amount of youth and stuff like that. But some of them are pretty good, but there's no point in me saying who they are because they don't actually exist.
Yeah, no, fair bet. And what about before we talk about silverware, you've already sort of let slip that you won the Premier League with Erling Braut
Yes,
Haaland. But what about your favourite starting 11 in the current season you're at now?
my favourite starting 11. Right, hang on. Oh, where the fuck
So
is
who's
it
in
gone?
goal?
Oh shit! Right, hang on. Right, in goal I've got De Gea. Then,
Yep.
then my right wing back is Wan-Bissaka. Then my two
Okay,
centre
so when you
backs
say
is
right wing back, wait, hold the phone, mate. What formation you're playing before you continue?
4-1-4-1. So it's a. I've got 4 in defence.
4-1-4-1. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following you. Yeah.
Right. So I've got Wan-Bissaka, Upamecano, and Konate in the centre. Regulon on the left.
Yep.
And just in
Okay.
front of the two centre backs, I've got that Christoph Ayer from Celtic.
Yep.
Um,
That's right. The
then in
Norwegian
front of
giant.
him, yep. Then in front of him, I've got Pogba and Fernandes, and they
Okay.
are stupid together, like stupid. It's ridiculous. On the right, I've got Kingsley Coman. On the left,
Yeah.
as an inside forward, I've got it's a toss up between Rashford and Martial, depends on who's on form. And then
Okay.
up front is Haaland.
Sweet.
That's my starting lineup. Now I do normally use Hannibal Majabri, is it?
Yeah, Medjugorje. Yeah.
Yeah. That is something that is just pure amazing on the game. You know, he started up when you start the game. He starts off at being valued at like 1.5 million. And I've played
Yeah.
him, and basically Pogba got injured, and I started him for like half a season, and he's now worth like £65 million. In his stats are just out of this world, like
Sweet.
pure
No, he's
quality.
supposed to be a wonder kid, you know.
Yeah,
So
he
tell me
is, mate.
about silverware. So how many times you won the league?
Silverware, right? I have won. Oh, can't find the bloody photo. Yeah. Right, I'll do a rundown. So, season 2023, I won the Premier League, the Carabao Cup.
Okay.
2022
Pretty good, mate.
season, yeah. 2022, I won the European Super Cup, the Community Shield,
Yep.
the Champions League, and the Premier League, and the
Okay.
Carabao Cup. So I've got 5 trophies in
Fuck
that
me.
season. 2021, I won the
Solid, mate.
Community Shield, FA Cup, Premier League. 2020, I won the European Super Cup, the Community Shield, and the Europa League.
Okay.
Because I got knocked out of the Champions League that season.
Yeah, fair bet.
Oh, and the FA Cup in that season.
Still pretty good, mate. Fucking hell.
Yeah, and yeah, that was. And then the first season, I finished second to Liverpool, which was a bit of a kick in the balls.
Yeah, doesn't matter, mate. And
Right
what about
now,
any random banter or significant events that happened? Like any random takeovers or anything?
yeah, we've been taken over. Got rid of the Americans and gained the Chinese, which was quite funny. But they are, but they're working out all right.
Good.
In all, I'll give you some rundown of stats now. So far
Yeah.
in the game, I have played 307 games. I've won
Okay.
225, drawn 45, lost
Very
37.
good. Fucking
Goals
brilliant, mate.
for is 708 goals scored. Goals
Holy
against
shit.
191. So there's a goal difference of 4 and against of 517. So basically, I've scored 517
Bloody
more
hell.
goals than I've conceded. And I've got a win
That's
percentage of
brilliant, mate.
73%.
Fucking beautiful. Mate, you're on a roll. And just going back, so sort of stepping out of the game a little bit, would you say that
Yep.
Footy Manager now is still as entertaining as the original Championship Manager stuff that we used to play when we were kids?
It's difficult because Football Manager is so much more in depth now, and it gets like proper serious.
Yeah.
With like all the stats, and you've got all your data analysts and stuff like that. Whereas obviously FM was like Championship Manager was like more of a laugh, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course, mate.
Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to nice. One thing I wanted to say, my backroom team.
Okay.
I've currently got I've got Mike Phelan as my assistant.
Yeah.
Patrice Everett is the assistant manager of the under-23s. I've got Gary
Sweet.
Neville as a coach of the under-23s, and Paul Scholes.
Beautiful.
So they're under good tutelage there. My under-18s, I've got the man at the moment, Ollie Solskjaer, as the manager. I've got
Wow.
Yap Stam as his assistant, and Wayne
Bloody hell,
Rooney
mate.
as one of his as a coach. And do you remember the Australian John Aloisi? Do you remember him?
Of course, mate. Yeah, of course I do. We used to play.
He's
Played in
one of the
Italy.
Yes, one of the under-18
Lazio,
coaches.
I think it was.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Oh, it's sweet, mate.
And then there's like another 150 people involved in either scout, medical stuff like that. And I've still got obviously
Fucking
McKenna
brilliant.
and Carrick doing their thing.
Yeah, mate, that sounds like fucking in-depth stuff. Now, we've gone over the 42-minute mark, so yesterday, I just want to sort of give a very, very brief sort of reflection on the win yesterday, right? So we got the 3 points. Finally, the curse has been lifted. We got a win at Old Trafford.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
I know people have been slating the performance, being too defensive, but at the end of the day, when you got the attacking line of Rashford, Marshall, and Bruno behind them, you would expect a couple more goals, and there was definitely a lot of big chances and big chances missed.
Yes.
So, all right, we won. We got a penalty. I'm not panicking. I'm actually confident that we're going on one of these crazy runs again of just winning and winning and winning. You know. So
I think
the players can sort of feel relieved and just sort of get rid of the pressure a little bit now and enjoy football again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think so. There's a few things that I wanted to point out. How 80s was Slavan Bilic's earring. Did you see that? The bloke has an earring that looks like he belongs to. It looks like he belongs to Vice City. Also, with Bruno, his penalty technique. I think that will eventually come to cost us.
It piss you off.
There's a big debate. Big debate at the moment. You know, I think he's going to. Luckily, yesterday VAR come to us. It was our saving grace because old Sam Johnston, which was another academy product, and
mate, he was fucking mint yesterday.
Yeah, because he come off his line, that kind of saved us. Martial, the bloke's going to wind me up again, I think. He's looking lazy. I don't know what you think, but he was just, I don't know what it was. He looked like a spoilt kid who'd been told off. Do you know what I mean? He was like, because it wasn't working for him. He was sort of just, it come across to me as a couldn't be
as I
arsed.
said, I just think there's been so much pressure also from the fan base. And I'm not going to attack Tony Marshall, and I'm not saying that I'm the chairman of Marshall FC right now or anything, but I think we don't need to panic, all right? And I'm feeling optimistic about it. Playing against Istanbul B, I'm going to try and pronounce the name because I'll end up saying something like Aligiri or something instead of Allegri.
That's it. Istanbul Başakşehir.
Oh,
I spent the last 3 weeks trying to learn that. It's a proper mouthful, honestly.
Mate, if I said that, I'd end up getting I'd get spittle bubbling between my fucking teeth.
It's brilliant.
Oh, mate, no, I'm looking forward to it. So I think we're going to go on a good run now, mate.
I think, you're right. And a couple of other things. Rashford was unlucky not to score because he did a good strike in the second half. It's just their goalkeeper was on form. There was good link-up movement between Bruno and Cavani, which was nice. And obviously that save by De Gea with his legs. That saved the game for us.
Yeah, he's got his mojo back. He's filled up his love tank, so, respect to the bloke. So
the last thing from me is we were above City in the league at the time. I think we still are, so life is good.
Yes, we are, mate. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I'm feeling optimistic. I think it was kind of like losing your virginity, kind of get it out of the way and then sort of enjoy the process again, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
Like, where do I stick it? So anyway, mate.
Yes, mate.
I think, mate, that we'll call it a day. And what are your closing words?
It's over and out from me, mate.
Sweet, and I'll see you, chronic masturbators and laugh debaters, later.